Okay, welcome to the second video in the series on the WUU2K Ultra Marathon Trail. So we're here at the Makara Road aid station. So we've just come from Mount Kau across the Skyline track. So it's about 11 kilometres. And so now we're here at the first aid station. And as I mentioned in the last video, one thing you can count on for most of the aid stations is as soon as you leave them, you've got a hill climb to get into. And this one's the first example of that. So we're going to be heading up Makara Peak, which is this dirty great big hill up behind me. So once we get up to the top, then we'll jump onto a four-wheel drive track and then onto mountain bike tracks as we head back down to the car park. So it's a beautiful day for a run, so let's get into it. So the first thing you're going to need to do is navigate your way down the road here a little bit and then cross the road. Now there'll be marshals here to see you safely across. It's not a terribly busy road, but there is a big corner just here and another corner where you're about to cross. So they'll have marshals just making sure that you're safe getting across. And then once you are across, it's just a matter of sticking it into granny gear and grinding away until you get up to the top. So we'll see how long that takes. And so listening out for traffic. There's no traffic, so we're going to dart across. And now we're into it. So as you can see, we're heading up a bunch of switchbacks, and this just takes you up towards the summit. So it's a nice bit of single trail, mostly runnable. It's going to get your heart rate up a bit, but there's nothing terribly gnarly about it. So we're in the mountain bike park now, and it's not closed off for the race or anything, so you have to be aware while you're coming through here that there will be mountain bikers using it. So the park's pretty popular. So I got here at 8:30 in the morning and the car park was full. So you just need to keep your wits about you and think, you know, there could be mountain bikers using the course as well. But they're generally pretty nice people, and usually there's not a problem. But one of the nice things about climbing up this side of Makara Peak is you get some really good views back to where you came from. So way off in the distance there, you can see Mount Kau, which is where this all started. So if it's a day like this in the race, you'll be treated to some really good views on this part of the course. So you can see the towers up on the summit there, that's where we're heading to. So you can see that the tracks all seem to be nicely signposted. So if you know which track you're looking for, it's actually quite easy to follow along where you need to go. So I suggest you do your research on which tracks you're going to be running on before the race, just to help you second guess yourself as you go along, you know. So if you know which track you need to be on, you can look out for the signposts for it. And then make sure you're going the right way. So, nice bit of four-wheel drive track going on here. So we just follow this up towards the towers and taking the views. And so now we've got this last little grind up to the towers. And that's another hill done. But this one will be a grind. Well done, you made it to the top. So that took me about 21 minutes from the aid station up to here, and I wasn't pushing hard, and the run is actually a lot easier than I remember it from the WUU2K last year. So comparing this to Cow, which you will still have fond memories of, it's actually an easier run, I think. There's a lot more open track to run on. You get a few downhills in there. The track is just a lot friendlier. It's not as rough as what you would have encountered on Mount Cow. So, I mean, if you're feeling good, you could probably power up that hill quite quickly, knowing that you've got a nice long downhill following your summit. Right, so now what we're going to do is follow the four-wheel drive track down and hook up with the next track that takes us off down to the valley and amongst the trees and stuff. One last look at the scenery. on what is a lovely day in Wellington. And then we're back into it. So as you come over the top of Makara Peak, you come to a intersection in the road here. So the 42k people, the marathon runners, they're going to head off down that track there. You've got lots of lovely downhill four-wheel drive track until you hook up with Lazy Fern. It's just lovely to run. You're going to love it. It's going to be easy. The guys doing the 60k version. You're with me. We're going this way. As you might expect, just coming off the top of Makara Peak, this next section is downhill. So it's a nice four-wheel drive track. It's in reasonable condition. It's a bit rocky. It's a gentle downhill. You'll find this bit here is quite exposed. If it's a southerly blowing, you'll probably get quite hammered here. But this track just winds around for a bit and then we'll hook up with Leaping Lizard, which is quite a fun track to go down. So by now the legs should be well warmed up and probably ready for a nice bit of downhill, I imagine. And here we are at Leaping Lizard. So now we leave the four-wheel drive track and now we've got 2.5 k's by the looks of it of nice running through the bush. So come along, let's have a look at it. So as you can see, this is all quite nice downhill, not too rocky, not too many roots and stuff in the way, and you've got nice little bumps they put in for the mountain bikers that you can jump off if you're feeling so inclined. One thing to keep in mind while you're running through here, this is a mountain bike park, right? So the tracks are designed for mountain bikes and they're going to have things like jumps, all sorts of holes and weird things that mountain bikers enjoy. So just keep an eye on where you're running, particularly on the downhill bits. It's quite easy to get that wrong and end up putting your foot into a big hole, and that will be the end of your day probably. So while it's really fun, easy downhill running, you still need to just keep an eye on what you're doing. So we've got some pretty steep downhill just now, which goes on for a while, and the track's it's pretty badly messed up. So a bunch of mountain bikers coming down with the brakes on in the rain. So there's huge gouges in the track. Bits where they put stuff in to hold the track back and make the water run off to the side, they've all come away. So this section is not as easy to run on. Yeah, a bunch of it's loose, which is coming away. So when you get to this bit, take it a bit easy. And remember to dodge mountain bikers as they come flying down. We're on Possum Bait Line now, and so it starts off just following a little creek along through the blackberry, which is always friendly, and that lasts for a couple of minutes, and now you start climbing back up again. So you won't climb all the way up to the top of the ridge, but pretty close to it. So this is a long slog of a climb, and then you duck back down to the valley again, and then there's another climb out. One climb at a time. Let's get this one done first. Okay, so now we're on Nico Valley. It starts off with a bit of downhill, so let's get into that. So as you can see, the start of this one was a bit crumbly. But once you get through that, you're back into the same type of track again. It's just a nice single track. Then amongst all the trees. So this heads back down into the valley in a nice gentle fashion. But you know what that means, eh? That means there's another climb coming. But don't worry about that. We'll get to that in a bit. For now, let's just enjoy a nice little bit of down and running through the trees. You'll eventually make it down to the bottom of the Nico Valley, and you end up running beside this lovely little stream, just burbling away, which makes for some very pleasant running. And so now the trail is just it's a bit rockier, but you kind of get that. And so now we follow this little creek along for a bit. And then we kick into the next climb. So but for a little while it was just lovely, pleasant stream burbling away, and quite a lovely track to be on. So the missing link now, and then we start to climb back up onto the next ridge, which will take us up to the up by the skills area there. We'll hook up with Lazy Fern eventually, and then head down to the car park where the aid station is. But as you can see, it's lovely in here, absolutely lovely. You've got these creeks running through. The trail's quite nice. It's a bit rocky, a few roots here and there, but if you're in a good mood, it's easily runnable. There's a few rough sections, but most of it's pretty good. Right, onwards and upwards. So I've just come off Missing Link. I'm heading up a four-wheel drive track. So I'll come with the main four-wheel drive track and head down to Lazy Fern. And so now we hook up with the Snake Charmer track, which is a four-wheel drive track that heads down towards Lazy Fern. So this is a track that the guys doing the 42k version will be running down. So now you've been through all the hard stuff, now you get some love, some nice downhill running pretty much all the way to the aid station, and it's not that far from here now. So pat yourself on the back, you've done a good job, and then you can relax a little bit, stretch your legs and get a bit of downhill in. It's nice and easy, and there's no roots going to trip you up. So when you get to this bit, carry on around and hook up with Lazy Fern. So coming down Lazy Fern now. And this is the track that you'll be on heading down into the aid station. It's just lovely. A little bit up, a little bit down, but it's a nice soft track to run on. And you know that this is just slowly feeding you down to the aid station, and you'll hear them long before you get there. It's quite a loud aid station, and the sound carries up the valley quite a lot. So. But it's quite a nice sound when the legs are hurting a bit and you just need a bit of a lift. You can hear it all going off and know you're not far from your next banana. This section is really runnable, scarily runnable. The track is really nicely formed. There's not a huge amount of rocks and roots and stuff in the way. It just flows really nicely. So this is something where you can actually feel quite relaxed running, going into the next aid station. And if you're feeling like you've lost a bit of time on the climbs and stuff, then this is where you can feel like you can actually make up a bit of time by just relaxing into the run a bit. And on a day like today, it's just beautiful running through here. As you're running along, the track's going to open up on your right hand side. You'll start seeing houses and stuff, and then all you've got is pretty much one corner to go and you're on the flat, and then across this little bridge and you're at the aid station, and that's another section done. Well done. Well, I hope you enjoyed that section. So it took us from Makara Road down to the Makara Bike car park, which is our next aid station. So from here we're now going to head up Salvation Track, heading off to the windmill, and so that's going to take us around Zealandia, the nature reserve, and up onto one of the high points of Wellington. But for now, that's the end of this track. So enjoy your time in the aid station, because as soon as you come out of this one, guess what? There's a hill climb, just for a change. So make sure you check out the next video in the series, and we'll catch you then.